What would you do if you were me and didn't have? Look in the mirror, now I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my
Well, they say an early season snowstorm may be on deck in less than 48 hours, but today is picture-perfect fall football weather. Crisp and cool at Soldier Field in the Windy City. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Detroit Lions and the Chicago Bears. And he goes down. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a second down and 12.
Ready? Delta. 55, come on. Get him.
Here's Darnold. It's Hill, complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. He'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And a give this time to the tailback. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The run only got a yard. Here's second and 9. Play action. It's Darnold. Dancing to his left. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's third down. The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for third down. Back to throw, Darnold. And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 34-yard line.
First down, Lions.
So into Bear territory now. This is first and 10 at the 34. Now a handoff here to his running back. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Following the penalty, it's first and 5, and you got to think offensively, all kinds of options. And He'll give it here to his running back. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 15 yards for the Lions there on a first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Darnold from the red zone now. Steps away to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done.
Hey, Charlie.
Here's Darnold. Escaping the pressure right. His throw caught at about the 5. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, it has to be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
Watch the shot. 6-6, pull it high.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there. Second and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
Second down and goal. Darnold. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Ty Johnson, his second touchdown on the season. And the Lions take it right down and score on the opening drive. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded at the 2. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Here we go! 60 Pittsburgh! Hey! Motion! And... Hey, Mike! Shoot!
Here's Jones on first and 10. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And he will score. Touchdown, Lions. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. We thought this defense would be opportunistic, and they were. Here, you're already up. Now you got a 2-touchdown lead. I tell you, going out there on defense, did they have a little bit of extra momentum with a score already on the board?
Oh, without a doubt. That already felt good to them. They took it and used it and obviously put up another one. But here's the thing now. Some defense coordinators might want to pull their guys back a little bit because they don't want them to make mistakes because they're too overamped. Others say, I've got a 2-touchdown lead. Go get them, guys. They'll be even more aggressive.
and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. On 2nd and 11 now. Jones, his throw incomplete. Defensively, that's Earl Thomas, the all-pro safety, knocking it free.
Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Mike 57. Me and you. 5. I'm covering. Guard. Tight dog. 5.
Jones now. From the gun, he'll throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Za'Darius Smith coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Palardy. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one.
Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked off at about the 31. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. It had been a near-perfect beginning to this football game. Already a double-digit lead first quarter, but their first misstep.
And you know how it is, partner. Sometimes when everything's going right, you start to feel like you can do just about anything you want on the field. This one didn't work out. If I were him, I'd go to my defensive captain and say, pick me up, my man. Help me out.
And he'll be dropped at the 23 after a pickup of about 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Jones, and caught by Henry. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. Only a yard on the completion. It's 2nd and goal.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. They'll run on 2nd down with Cohen. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
It's now 3rd and goal.
And back at the 8 now. 3rd and goal.
Tight right. 4 down. Check. Hey, zoom. Let's go.
Now Jones operating from the gun. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That pick hurts a little extra because it was 3rd down. You were already in field goal range.
You know what he's going to hear all night, all next week? situational football. Understand what's going on, because you expressed it perfectly. 3 points were in their hip pocket. They had those. Now, those went by the wayside. You cannot make those kind of mistakes.
That's what you call a rookie mistake.
55. Hey, check. Jim. 280.
After the interception, here's Darnold. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. First down Lions on a pickup of 13. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Now they try the right side here. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 15 yards for the Lions there on a first down. Well, CD, a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
Now Darnold, open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And he'll get it down here to the 43. Got the defense on their heels. 2 first downs in a row, and now a pickup of 8. And again this time to the tailback. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2 yards on the play. First down, Detroit.
General West.
55, my guy, 55. Ready? Watch the outside.
On first and 10, Darnold. And he fires one incomplete. The intended target, T.J. Hockenson, but it'll be second down. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. Can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Darnold. He's going to let this go for the end zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
And his kick is good. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their history. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason.
Ready up.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the gun, Jones, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That sack was by Isaiah Oliver from his cornerback position.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
And 9 yards there on the return following a punt of 47. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Right back to him on first down. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
That's it. That's it. Big hit.
38-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. Second and 6.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
They go play action here on first down. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
A first down throw, Darnold. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Lions are able to extend their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you get this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
Escapes the sack. But now he's swallowed up and taken down. Stephon Tuitt able to shake free and get home for the sack. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. They don't want to repeat a first down. They'll keep it on the ground. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one, as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey, you don't want none.
Now Jones. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Hey, Echo. Rock it.
Check out route. Hot.
Speed dribble.
Operating from the gun. Jones. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. Palardy now on to punt as he sends this one away. Fielded at about the 28. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10.
You're outside. 58, Mike. Here it comes. Man, 80. Whip. Watch the whip. Motion.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a 1st down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
First down. 58, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58.
Darnold now to throw. He's got his tight end over the middle. T.J. Hockenson takes this to the 32, maybe the 31, and then the defense rallying quickly after that broken tackle.
And that's why defensive coaches preach swarming to the football. It's usually going to take more than one guy to get that big man down.
And it did right there. Multiple broken tackles, but they eventually get him down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. They'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
59. Hey, watch the ball, watch the ball. Young lady, check 59. Mike is 59. Mike the 59. Here we go. Mike's 59. Lady, 59. Ricky.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. A 20-yard touchdown as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. And it was a tight window. He knew he had to rocket that thing in there. He got it done.
And when you're able to complete one like that, your confidence has to just go sky high. You just mentioned it. Tight window, zings it in there despite excellent coverage. Result, touchdown.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end. Zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
So the big play gets them across midfield now for first and 10.
Joker.
On first down, they go right back to Cohen. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Seam 6. Topper. 3 down.
Watch twist. 6 guys. Check 6 guys.
Leo.
Under crunch.
They run. This is Cohen. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. Call it no gain there, and it brings forth a 3rd and long.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
Hey, Alpha.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a... But how about this, a fake? And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out, and the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time out, another touchdown. And I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the fourth quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me trying to get to the airport.
That's
the roads
true.
will be fairly clear
by
by the
one
time we have to
positive.
leave the booth.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Going to give this time to the tailback. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
He was tackled at the 46-yard line. It's a
Now a handoff here to his running back. And a loose football. And this is picked up by the Bears. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Ready to break.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now. Really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, "Wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys."
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
You think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. A running play on first down, and it turns into a fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Credit the tackle that time to Deshaun Hand.
2nd and 10 at the 42-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Tight as Ringo. Tight as on the Ringo.
Hey, orbit.
Hey, we got 4. We got 4 down. 4 down.
Let's go.
2nd and 10. That is caught by Cohen. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And Robinson with a big catch. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
That's good for a Bears first down.
On the ready.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Back now at Soldier Field. It's Bears football, but they trail on the scoreboard as we get set to bring you the fourth quarter.
Hey, box drop. Ready.
They'll look to throw now on first down. He completes it to Henry. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch.
Go.
Motion to backfield. Motion to the backfield. He's coming. Double up.
Now.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. Down at the 2. Broke through first contact, but ultimately stopped shy of the goal line. He'll get 6 on the ground there, and it'll be 2nd and goal coming up.
At the 2-yard line.
Got it.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Here we go. Watch the ship. Hey.
Pilot, 64, weak.
Kill. Wide. Get wide. Rush in. Rush in.
Blue draw Corkers.
Mike 57. Quit talking about it and bring it. Switch.
They'll run for it with Tariq Cohen. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Tariq Cohen, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bears get a bit closer. Point after, right down the middle. And that will shave a bit off the lead as it's down to a 23-point game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that... Sails over the end line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. I'm sure the message as they come out onto the field was, hey, take care of the football, because the fumble last possession led to a touchdown. Still a 3-score game, though.
You don't want things to start to snowball. You know, one error leads to another, which leads to another. And then all of a sudden you're fighting for your life down the...
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it, and the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. So they get the takeaway, but that's just step one. They still have a lot of work to do.
But they don't want to focus on that now. Now it's about getting the ball in the end zone and hoping they can take it away again.
Yeah, still a 3-score game, though, fourth quarter.
You got tight. You got tight right there. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
Recon, 132 fighter.
First down, a run with Cohen. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
He's checking. Crash. Alert flare.
They try again with Cohen. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. Not the start to the drive they were hoping for. That run doesn't get them much at all.
No, not at all. And that leaves them with 3rd and long, which means you got to dial up something pretty good. Think your best player with a play that he likes to run best.
Bravo.
Mike's 40. Hey, here we go.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Complete. It's Henry. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave him with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Now we've got a field goal coming up here for Chicago. From the left hash, this will be a 41-yarder. And his kick is good. And that'll get this back down to a 20-point spread. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
That one goes for 24 yards. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
4 yards on the pickup. Second down, 6. At the 47-yard line.
Safety's creeping.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Darnold. And going deep for Hill. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
They decided to take a shot and right down the middle of the field, and really, they didn't give it as much time to develop, did they? They want to take that shot somewhere around the 15-yard mark.
And the defense able to recover, bat it free. The Lions on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. To throw is Darnold. He's got his man. That's Wallace. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 30.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory.
Hey, Haywood!
Mike the 59. I'm here all day. I'm here all day.
Instead of running, Darnold's going to throw this thing. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 22-yard line.
Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Now a quick slant as the throw's complete. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Now back to throw. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked out and incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
I think this one offensively, this is one where you just say, let's move on. Let's not even watch the game tapes from this one.
Yeah, you might just want to throw it in the trash, act like it was never there in the first place.
Yeah, just say we're good. Actually, I've heard of a coach in the past who took his team out to the practice field and ceremonially buried the game films from the prior game when they got clobbered. That was his way of putting it behind them.
It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
And no move to get the offense off the field. Despite failing once, they're going to go again here on 4th down.
Ready.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position.
I'm scared. Staying open.
Yo, 80.
59 Mike. Check. 59.
Hey, high 7.
And Darnold wants to throw the football. And going deep for Hill. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. That one good for 37 yards. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. And they give this time to the tailback. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
One of the fun parts about working with you is that we've learned that there are different ways to do things than the way we were brought up to do them. This is Madden. Of course they were going to go ahead and get another score. What do you mean take a knee?
And that just makes the final margin even more lopsided. I think they earned themselves a cold drink from the fridge, right?
There's no doubt about it.
Maybe some pretzels, too, some hummus. Go crazy.
See, we've learned.
Go crazy.
We have learned the Madden way of doing things.
So we had action to the very end of this one, the score on the final play that they didn't need to have. They didn't just run out the clock, though. They added to their final total.
Played it all the way to the end, and you know some coaches preach that and tell their teams, that's what I want all the time, and they feel like if they don't do it themselves, they're not living up to the message that they're sending out.
So for Detroit, they close out this first half at a very solid 6-2. And they'll get another road test next week as they